Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we are going to cut through all the confusion surrounding belly fat. We've all seen the ads, we've heard the promises for miracle cures, but what really, truly works? Well, we're going to break down the science, the strategies, and the habits that actually make a difference, based on a whole lot of expert advice. All right, let's get right into it. So where do you even begin? Should you be doing 1,000 crunches a day, a brutal cardio session, or what about one of those 24-hour liquid detoxes? You see this stuff everywhere, right? And it's all so contradictory. But what actually moves the needle when it comes to belly fat?
Okay, before we go any further, we have got to be super clear about something. We're not just talking about the fat you can see. The real enemy here is something called visceral fat. Think of it as this hidden danger, packed deep inside your body, wrapped around your vital organs. They call it active fat for a reason. It's literally pumping out hormones that can seriously mess with your health.
So here's our game plan. First, we'll get into the real risks of belly fat. Then we'll settle the big diet versus exercise debate. After that, we'll walk through a practical diet playbook, cover some key lifestyle hacks, and finally figure out exactly where exercise fits into this whole puzzle.
All right, first up, understanding why this is so much more than just a cosmetic issue. Seriously, this is about your long-term health.
You know, it's really important to realize that not all belly fat is created equal. On one side, you've got subcutaneous fat. That's the stuff you can pinch, right under the skin. But on the other side is the visceral fat, the deep, hidden stuff that's nestled around your organs. That's the one we really need to be concerned about.
And here's why it's so dangerous. Having high levels of visceral fat is directly tied to a whole host of serious health problems. We're talking type 2 diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure. The list goes on. So this really isn't about fitting into an old pair of jeans. It's about dodging some major health bullets down the road.
Which brings us to the great debate. To get a handle on this dangerous fat, where should you really be putting your effort? Is it all about the gym, or is it about what's in your kitchen?
This is the question that trips so many people up. We're always told to work it off or burn it off. But can you really outrun a bad diet? Let's see what the evidence says.
I mean, both sides have a pretty good argument, right? Exercise is fantastic. No one's debating that. It tortures calories, builds muscle, and fires up your metabolism. But diet has the most direct control. It's the input. It determines the calories coming in, which is the #1 thing that tells your body whether to store fat or burn it.
And here it is, the verdict, from experts like Dr. Celia Hassan.
At the end of the day, diet is the single most important factor. You simply cannot out-exercise a diet that's working against you. So the big takeaway here, start with what's on your plate.
Okay, so if diet is king, what's the actual game plan? What does the playbook look like? Let's get into the practical side of things.
It all starts with a really simple but powerful idea, the calorie deficit. And you don't have to starve yourself. A consistent, pretty moderate reduction, say about 500 calories a day from your maintenance level, that's enough to lead to about a pound of weight loss per week. It's sustainable, and it's effective.
But let's be honest, who wants to count calories all day? A much easier, more intuitive way to do this is to just use your hands as a guide. Aim for about 3/5 sized portions of carbs, 2 palm-sized portions of lean protein, 2 big handfuls of veggies. It's a simple, visual trick to keep things in check without any math.
So, what should you be filling those portions with? Well, the goal is to focus on foods that work for you. Things like lean proteins and soluble fiber are amazing because they keep you feeling full and satisfied. Then you've got your fruits, vegetables, and healthy fats, which give you all the nutrients you need for a healthy metabolism.
And then there's the other side of the coin, the stuff to limit. Sugary drinks are public enemy #1. Just empty calories that spike your insulin. Refined carbs like white bread, processed foods, and too much alcohol, they all contribute directly to storing that nasty visceral fat. Honestly, cutting back on these is one of the fastest ways to see a change.
But getting rid of stubborn belly fat isn't just about what you eat. It's a bigger picture. So let's look at some simple but incredibly powerful lifestyle changes that can make a huge difference.
This timeline is a perfect example of how small habits can create massive change. It's not about one big thing, it's about all the little things. Starting your day with fiber to stay full, sneaking in some movement by walking during a phone call, eating dinner a bit earlier, and really making sleep a priority. Individually, they're small, but together, they create the perfect environment for fat loss. And here is the secret weapon, or maybe the secret enemy, that so many people overlook: stress. When you are chronically stressed, your body is flooded with a hormone called cortisol. And you know what cortisol's main job is? It signals your body to store fat, specifically around your midsection. So taking mindful breaks, meditating, whatever works for you, it's not just fluffy stuff. It is a direct strategy for reducing belly fat.
Okay, now let's bring exercise back into the conversation. Remember, it's not the primary driver, but it is an incredibly powerful booster to all of your other efforts.
So here's the best way to think about it. Exercise is an accelerator. It's not a magic eraser that can undo a bad diet. But what it will do is speed up your results, build muscle that burns more calories around the clock, and give you incredible benefits for your mood and health that diet alone just can't touch.
So what kind of exercise is best? Well, a good mix is your best bet. Cardio is great for burning calories. HIIT is super efficient if you're short on time. Strength training is crucial for building that metabolism-boosting muscle. And yes, ab exercises like crunches have a place, not to burn fat, but to tone and strengthen the muscles underneath.
So when you look at all the popular plans out there, you start to see a pattern. You've got your short-term quick fixes like a detox, your exercise-heavy challenges, and then you have the more sustainable plans that are all about building healthy diet and lifestyle habits over a few weeks. And that really brings us to the ultimate takeaway. Quick fixes might feel good for a day, but real, lasting change, the kind that sticks, comes from combining that smart, calorie-controlled diet with lifestyle habits that you can actually maintain. At the end of the day, it's all about consistency, not just short-term intensity.
So I'll just leave you with this final thought. What are you really looking for? A temporary result or a permanent change? The answer to that question will determine your path. So the choice is yours, a 24-hour fix or a 21-day habit. Thanks for joining me.